I want to watch review myself, and I want to watch something specific, what I'm currently training. This is my aim. And more specific, let's go to training range. Practice range should be fine. I have 3 points I want to investigate further, or mainly want to look at. So, the first point is my crosshair placement. So when I walk, you look right at my crosshair, and this is when I walk. And so, if you see my VOD, and you see my crosshair and it's always on the ground somewhere, you don't see anything. You need to look. You would need to basically look up on my screen above my crosshair, and then you know my crosshair placement is wrong. So when I slice corners or something, you want to always look on my crosshair and see if it feels natural. If it feels weird or you need to look somewhere else, then my crosshair placement is off or wrong. So crosshair placement is number 1. Number 2 will be my horizontal movement. So if my crosshair placement is good, I want to track targets horizontally only. So I want to avoid to keeping my crosshair low and then flick up. I want to flick only from left to right and not up and down. This will be number 2. How my flicking style is, basically. Number 3 I want to look out for is my strafing. So if my gameplay always looks like this, then I'm strafing too much usually, because like this, no one's shooting at me. I can just do long, smooth strafes. And so as long as no one notices me, I want to keep this long strafing pattern and not go to a clumpy style pattern. And I don't want to clump at all. Crouch pattern would be better. But I want to do this only if actually someone's shooting at me. If no one's shooting at me, I want to have smooth strafing. This is number 3. This looks better. 3. What do I want? I think I have more points than 3 points. I think I will add some more. So we have crosshair placement, horizontal strafing. Yeah, number 4 will be my looking. And this is a little bit tough to see, but basically I want... Yeah, I think it's not visible in VodReview. So basically I want to look at this body's height, but keep my crosshair on head height. So this is kind of related to keeping the crosshair up. But I actually don't want to look at my crosshair, but I want to look below my crosshair. And sometimes you can see a little bit with which part I'm looking. But this I have mostly to guess, so this is not really visible in VodReview. I have to check during gaming this one. So especially during tracking, you want to look at the body and not the head. Because the body is bigger, so your eyes have more features which you can actually track. Okay, let's go with this. Okay, so here we are at Hollywood with Ashe. Thanks, big dives, that's fine. We reduce our skip time interval length to 10. Okay. So let's start. So basically my crosshair in VodReviews is different than my actual gaming crosshair. So crosshair is at head height. This is good. I was dodging only left and right. I think here my crosshair was too low, right? But this might be because I did not actually plan to look at anything when I'm walking out here. So I'm really not really looking at anything. Ah, but I think crosshair should be a little bit higher. So here I'm flicking slightly up. You see this slight up, so it's not good. So crosshair placement is too low, and also then my natural flicking goes up and down again. So it's not very horizontal. I have vertical movements in it. I need to remove this once. Strafing is fine though. Here again, the crosshair placement is too low. Yeah, I'm aiming too low. Which means I'm not really looking with my crosshair, I'm looking with my eyes on my screen. You want to avoid this basically. Also, you see, I'm strafing right when I'm shooting, so I'm not smoothly strafing, but I'm dick, and I need to remove this motion. I need to decouple my two hands so they work individually. And right now this is not the case. So my strafing is also not how I want it. Not much could have done aim-wise here. Okay. Slight up and down motion still. This looks a little bit better. So here on high ground my crosshair was too low, but this is not the usual viewing height. So these things I just need to get used to. This is more like a knowledge problem, not a behavior problem. So this is an extra step to fix. Because I'm here on the car and then looking on this high ground, I just don't know where the head level is before I look there. And my goal is to... Here again, I look down on the ground. I need to look higher while walking. With my crosshair. Because I guarantee I'm looking above my crosshair. I'm looking at the correct height, but just that my crosshair is kind of in the way, so I kind of tend to look above my crosshair and then I lower it. But then when someone comes like Hanzo, I need to flick up. And this messes up my first shot accuracy. And yeah, I need to get rid of this behavior. And so here I have hello Huga Berry. Yeah, well, you always find some niche where you're not good at. But if you find that niche, you can VodReview yourself, check how it goes, and work on these specific topics. So right now I'm just investigating. So I've been working on these topics for the last week or two, and I improved on these topics, but it's still not perfect. So I want to kind of see where I am at and improve a little bit more on this topic specifically. So I think aiming top down is a little bit a different topic, because this horizontal movement with the crosshair does not apply to top down or bottom up movements. Because of course if the target moves back or forth, you also need to adjust your angle of shooting. So it doesn't apply here. And I also a lot worse at headshotting at this height. Actually this looked like a headshot. Interesting that it wasn't. I think I'm a little bit at the flame war with Haruzi, so I think I muted him now, I hope at least. So this looked good. I think something in this line is something what I want to have. So it's a little bit low here. It's kind of bad that my mouse is not independent, but my crosshair, if someone would peek now, my crosshair would be too low. So it should be a little bit higher while walking here. So I see here Orion, and I do this initial flick up and you see it's off. And there is no reason for it to be off. If I would just have flicked to the left side, it would be on the correct height. I would not need to aim. My aim would already have been there. And this would reduce improve my ability to aim, because I don't need to aim anymore. So, but the last two shots, they were on head level, on horizontal movement. So this is fine. Looking down. Yeah, fighting with the elevator. Up. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, crosshair too low. Okay, I'm reducing my strafing. This is fine. It's a little bit risky to really stand still while shooting. So this was a kind of risky move, but I think it was okay. Because I just killed Hanzo, so I'm sure that the only one who can one-shot me is dead. This Hanzo in front. And we are pressuring the enemies, so I can afford to stand still a little bit. Like here, you see, I'm standing still now. And usually I would not advise to do this. Usually I should continue to strafe. But in this specific situation, I think it was okay. And because standing still increases your chance to hit by a lot, but it also increases your chance to get hit by a lot. Following a hawk. Nearly on head level, not too bad, not perfect but not too bad. So this is okay. Here you see I have a little bit flick up motion again. So this is not how it's supposed to be. I need to continue work with this one. I'm dying a lot to this Roadhog, but as I said, this is not a topic I want to work on right now, so I will just continue to die to these Roadhogs. It doesn't matter. I'm only focusing on my aim right now. So this was in general not too bad. It's just that I didn't like that my strafing and aiming was a little bit... You see, I always strafe shoot. I need to get rid of it. I need to strafe and shoot in between. Wasting ammunition. Crosshair too low. Okay, but in general I think this is fine. So Temple of Anubis. First, it doesn't want to damage boost me. Headshot, very good. Because my aim was there without moving my mouse, so this headshot was easy. Him strafing a little bit too much. Because I was behind the shield, but it's kind of scary to look at the enemies and seeing all the projectiles flying in your face. You kind of tend to start drifting left and right naturally. So maybe it's okay. Yeah. Positioning was dicey, so diced me up. But aiming wise, thank you for the follow, Huggerberry. Let me check my options. If my options are, yeah, they are still on 10 seconds, perfect. Going high ground, which is good. Scanning the area with my Crosshair, which is also good. So here you see I'm looking with my Crosshair. So you see my Crosshair is always where I want to shoot at. So here's my crossbow placement is a lot better in this game. Strafing looks fine. So this looks really fine. This is how it should look like, I think. Strafing fits. Keeping Crosshair level fits. So this was really good. I was not tracking anything specific, so I was not really tracking one target, I was just shooting at whatever, so this can be improved, but not so important. Okay. That to the McCree on the other high ground. Going for high ground again. Jump was a little bit high. Yeah, this game is pressuring me a lot. Blowing up the mines with dynamite and the bomb. Dodging too much, because no one's shooting at me. So this was a mistake, I could have just shot Anna. No point using dynamite there. Here was good, would be a good dynamite, and I don't have it because I wasted it on Anna, which I could have just shot. So this was not a good dynamite. And this one as well, I could have just shot Genji. A scope shot does more damage than a dynamite. Ah, here I messed up. Here I totally messed up. Let's watch that again. So I ignore my aiming and kind of go for dynamites and body shots and stuff. Checking this door is fine from Crosshair placement, because he dashed away. If he would not have dashed, his head would be roughly around this area, so it was not too bad. But here, I'm aiming far too low, because I already know the stairs are cleared. So my Crosshair should be a lot higher now, roughly at minimum the size of Ryan's head, if you see on the right side, or maybe top, okay, if I would have shot enemies. But you see, I have an up and down motion again. And so the hits I miss here are not because I'm bad at aiming. They are bad because I pre-aimed bad, basically. If I would have pre-aimed at the correct height, they could have been headshots. I could have, this Sigma could be on 30 HP right now if I hit 2 headshots. Why didn't I? Because I didn't pre-aim correctly. I mean, shots on Genji, I think, okay, you don't headshot a Genji mid-air so easily. But on Sigma or Anna, they are slow-moving targets. No reason to miss them, right? Scanning height is fine. Standing still was risky. So it's risky to stand still here because they can change to Widow and hook up and shoot down. Then you're dead. Increasing my distance. Getting stuck in the map like a pro. This was a little bit a case of keyboard aim. Okay, not high enough. That was fine, and here we did. Okay, I think we have roughly our estimate. So, we had 4 points, right? Crosshair placement needs to be a little bit higher. Then our dodging was fine, we can ignore the dodging for this match. Then we had this only horizontal flicking. This was fine after I, how to say, after I corrected it once, it usually tended to stay correct, so I kinda ignore this one as well. And the fourth one was that we track targets below the crosshair. We did not track too many targets here, to be honest. So it's hard to say if we did it correctly. So, but the main thing I wanted to work on is crosshair placement. Okay. So this will be the main topic for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. My channel is still very small. If you think the content is relevant or entertaining, please feel free to share it with others who may like it. Also comment, like and subscribe, it's very much appreciated. If you want to see more of me, especially not only the cut YouTube edition but all of the live fails, you can see me streaming on Twitch. Stop by, say hi, or just lurk in the shadows like the usual Hunt Showdown Bush Wookiees. Have a good one, folks.